Hello everybody and welcome back, and in today's video I'll be making one of the most sought after items in all of Apex Legends.
Mozambique, yeah.
Yeah, not quite. Instead, we'll be making a DIY shield cell from Apex Legends. To begin, I'll use an empty peanut butter jar and remove the lid. We'll go ahead and spray our black spray paint all along the inside of these walls until it cannot be seen through. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove any labeling on the jar. And in this case, some warm soapy water did the trick. Once we have just the naked jar, we'll go ahead and use a light blue spray paint to coat the outside. Then, with the newly painted jar, all the excess plastic will be cut off using a rotary tool. Then, in order to keep everything a consistent texture, we'll give it a good sand down as well. Next, by using a large popsicle stick as reference, I'll draw a rectangle along the side of the jar. Cut that out with the rotary tool and again sand it down to keep it all a uniform texture. And so that the inside is not exposed, a clear piece of plastic will be hot glued into the inside to make a little window. And as for this plastic part, this is literally just any ordinary plastic from any empty packaging. Moving on, we'll set the outer shell aside and get an empty Pringles can and paint it silver. This will be cut to size so that it fits just inside the outer portion. Next, since copper coiling is a tad bit out of my price range, some vinyl tubing will be the next best thing. And with that tubing, we'll go ahead and coat that in a metallic copper spray paint and let that out to dry. That will go and get wrapped around the metallic Pringles can and secured in place using some hot glue. Okay, so remember that peanut butter jar lid that we removed earlier? Well, we're actually going to go ahead and bring that back, and we're going to get that and glue that to the top of the Pringles can. And once that is secure, we will coat that in some silver spray paint as well. Meanwhile, using a sharp knife, we're going to cut out two handles from a pair of milk cartons. Then with these two handles, we'll clean them up a bit and attach them to one another. This can easily be done by cutting a slit in the top of one of the handles so that the other can slide easily into it. Then with a flame, the plastic can be fused together. Once cooled, this piece will be hot glued to the lid and also spray painted silver. Next, for added detail, I'm going to use a large popsicle stick and divide it into 4 equal sections. We'll go ahead and paint these silver as well and set those out to dry. Now while those are drying, we'll get a row of staples and spray paint them black. These now darkened staples will be loaded into a stapler and then stapled into a row on the silver rectangles, like so. Finally, we'll connect these pieces evenly spaced on the inner coil portion. So basically now we have the main inner portion of the coil. Now moving on, you may be able to see that there is a gap between the inner and outer pieces. But lucky for us, an oatmeal container cap is the exact size as the top portion of the jar. So with this piece, we're going to cut out the center, paint it our light blue color, and fit it around the inner coil portion. Then to hold it in place, some chopsticks will be added to the base of the coil. We'll set this aside and start by adding any extra small details to the outer portion of the cell. This is going to include most of the decals shown in-game. So with this, we'll add some painter's tape and situate it into the same pattern as the symbol shown in-game. Let's paint that to reveal just the colors we need to form the little power symbol, and we'll go ahead and do this for both sides as well. And since everything looks 100% cooler when it lights up, we'll add some string lights to the inside of our cell. To do this, we'll attach our string lights to the inside of the cell and then drill a small hole at the very bottom of the container to allow easy access to the on and off switch. Then for the last and final finishing touches, we can go ahead and add any of the tiny details on the outer portion of the cell. And with that, the build is complete. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and also don't forget that I am always open to suggestions to future builds. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support.